folks, it's time for the episode review of Dino Fury episode 18, Cross Wires. So, it begins with Izzy and her girlfriend. Keep going, man. Keep going. Be strong. It's like, hey, at least they didn't actually do kiss on kiss action. It's like, no, they did it kind of like the Frenchy kiss. So, French and Spanish kiss. At least that's good. Yeah. Not the way of, but that was okay. At least that was okay. But turns out Izzy has a electronics class and she failed maybe once or twice on the assignment. So it looks like now this is going to be the episode of where it's like, hey, we don't only have one person who's good at electronics, we have two. And yet Slither still is able to freaking outwit you guys with disguises. Oh boy. So yeah, there was talk, and then after that, it looks like there's something going on in the park. So they teleport to the park. As soon as they look at the park, there was lots of people sleeping. Their dad, the warden, actually showed up, and he got shot by a freaking sleepy time mist, and he went down too. So now there's actually another disturbance. So they split up. So our original three goes over there to the docks, while the other three actually stay there and figure out what's going on. They eventually found that there's a machine, and the machine is maybe motion activated, and it shoots mist. Yeah, that puts you to sleep. So on the other side, it looks like there's also another machine that's exactly alike. And hey, at least Ollie knows how to do electronics, and yet they still don't have the damn goggles for Slither. I'm sorry, it's gonna still keep on being said until they actually do it. But anyways, he was able to disarm it, and then he told Izzy, it's the same deal. It's just like in class, except for wires, just tubes. And well, as soon as they did that, we have the Sporex Beast show up, and his voice is the discount Jim Carrey. The discount Jim Carrey voice. So they now actually have to morph, and they fight the minions and the Sporex Beast. Meanwhile, the others gonna have to figure it out, which Izzy takes point, the other two guards, and instead of just taking out the freaking tubes out of the power source, instead she just takes the power source out, and now so we came back, and the Rangers are going against the minions. Finally defeat the minions. They took out one of them. It's like one of them. Yeah, and yep, so goodbye discount Jim Carrey version of it. They got the Sporex Beast. Luckily, they also have, apparently this is called a sleep bomb. So they took the sleep bomb back, and lo and behold, well, they find out that Izzy, well, she technically lied, but I didn't think she lied. I thought she was saying, I'll ace the test. I'll ace it. I will ace it, not I ace the test. So it's like, So yeah, Ollie's just straight up going on her, being like, it was so simple. How in the world can you get this so wrong? So you have her having issues, being like, everyone expect me to do good, but I'm not doing good right now. I'm actually going to fail this class. So Solon actually is working on it, getting a chance to see what this sleep bomb does. She says, I need some help. Ollie comes over. She actually gives some advice to Ollie, saying that, well, Izzy can't do it by the book. She read the book, studied the book, comes out of her head. How about hands-on training? So she actually can learn by doing hands-on. So that's what happened. Ollie and Izzy actually did a study session, to actually change this sleep box to help Ion and Javi. And oh yes, note everyone that fell asleep as soon as she pulled the thing out, everyone's awake except for those two who had a maximum dose of the sleep mist. So with that said, so they had a nice little montage. Oh yeah, note Fun Gussie actually grabbed the one that she botched. Yeah, and still beautiful lines. And meanwhile, while they're doing that, Void Knight is actually looking into the one that she destroyed, in quotations destroyed, and now she's fixing that one, and he's making a bigger one that'll take the whole entire city out and put them to sleep. So with that said, we get to find out there's two other Sporks beasts of the same version. So there's three brothers. We have the one that was counterfeit Batman, and the other one that's counterfeit, I forgot the name of this guy. It's like, yeah, this guy, you should know who he is, kind of. But anyways, almost like I'll have a picture so you'll be like, oh, that's the guy. So now they actually go to a certain area, they plant the freaking bomb, they plant the secret bomb, and then as soon as the Rangers show up, Ollie goes to try to take it out, and then it turns out the sleep bomb that she botched, poof, took him out. So now she has to actually use all that she learned to take out that big bomb, while the Rangers actually fight the other two, which, note, they did morph. No, they didn't morph, sorry. They did not morph at all this time. They actually fought them without morphing. Whoa, that's cool. Didn't summon their swords, though. That's kind of sad. And I think they even did summon minions, and it's like they fought without morphing. And now, well, the two Sporix beasts have grown, and they're saying, well, we're taking our revenge on our brother. Yeah, how could you kill him? And now, basically, the four are going to go against them. Ollie's asleep, and Izzy is at work. All right, so like I said, monsters became big. They had to go battle. They morphed, and then they actually summoned both their Zords. Then the siblings were like, "Oh, my brother! No, my brother!" So they both actually. It turns out they're very, very tough to actually go against. And like, really, and then they decided to do the fusion dance and become one. What the? Yeah, and then. Well, it turns out we're gonna display the Ultra Zord now, and note they did call the Blazing Dimetro Zord 2, so the Dimetro Zord, T-Rex Zord, Champion Zord, and the Mosa Zord, they all combined, which is like, oh, what a coincidence. You got all that's needed to combine into an Ultra Zord. Fun question. When it comes to the Mega Fury Saber, and all the other ones that showed up beforehand, have we ever actually had two in the same episode? You know, like the Gold Ranger or whatever Ranger and the Red Ranger, they both had them at the same time. Did that ever happen? Because I'm pretty sure that actually might be a no. Yeah, I think that might be a no, actually. So there's only one Mega Fury Saber and... No, but anyways. So they did it. They actually went against them, showed what's going on with the new one. Oh man, you guys really need to bring Blazing Dimetro Zord out, but I'm pretty sure they said no, so we don't know. We're gonna have to see how this plays out, especially if people yell and scream saying they want that freaking Zord. Alright, so anyways, they defeated them. Good, awesome. Meanwhile, Izzy kept on beating the clock, and note, the freaking bigger bomb, the Mega Bomb, actually has voice activation. It's like, nice try. Bomb, wires getting crossed or wires tampering detected. And it's like, yeah, it's like, my goodness, what the frick. So it took all the way to the very end, and then she finally undid it. And it's like, oh, thank goodness. And Ion actually made a funny joke about Sleeping Beauty and Blue mixed together. And everyone, it's like, that was kind of nice. It was a nice little banter moment. So then we get into the school. We see what happens with Izzy. Izzy aced her test. Good for you. And of course, well, girlfriend, I don't give a shit. It's like, yeah, the only messed up part that really is like, that's not the problem. The problem here is what they do with Pop Pop. Pop Pop shows up. And then now, because Jane and J-Borg is nowhere to be found, thank goodness. Oh yeah, note, Gussie got the two other Sporix. So they got one today. The bad guys got two. Damn. Anyways. Pop Pop gets looked like a stupid idiot. He says, yeah, it turns out that his leaf blower is on the fritz and decide to actually allow him to do some funny gag. And it's like, oh, come on. on episode 11, you started the downfall of him looking like a presentable businessman, a handyman. And now you're telling me that let's do even more to freaking ruin his reputation, even though it's like, he'll still be hired. But personally, it's like, for me, looking at this, I'm like, well, he is a good businessman, but we gotta be careful when it comes to hiring him. Because apparently, he can't do good with the freaking circuitry of air conditioning. Yeah, so he can't do new air conditioners. And apparently, he can't even clean the leaves out of the gutters. Yeah, I mean, you're really taking his character and you're kind of screwing him over. Stop doing that. It's like, you don't really need a funny moment to end the freaking episode with. It's like, come on now. It's like, come on, stop making him look stupid. It's like, I was expecting him. I was respecting this man and his everything that he could do. Wash the windows and etc. etc. And now here you are basically making fun of him. And it's like, come on. Can you stop making fun of him? Can you at least have a moment where you don't really have to make it fun? Very funny, a funny ending. You don't really have to do that. So seriously, you don't have to do that. You already had some funny lines and everything. Now it's like, okay, that was a good one. But it's like, you didn't really have to end it with this. That sucked. Sorry, but it sucked. It's like, please, stop doing crap with Pop-Pop. Allow him to be a businessman. Allow him to be a handyman. Show him that he actually is very resourceful. But they kind of took this moment to be like, oh, well, Izzy now actually knows how to do electronics, so she can actually help fix the leaf blower or the blower for him. And it's like, yeah, I would have preferred you would have just did that and not this crazy moment of where the leaf blower went on a fritz. Leaf blower took him and the ladder away from the building, and now here he is trying to do some stilt work, and he fell into a bunch of leaves. After a funny gag of just being like, oh my gosh, careful. And then, yeah, he fell on the ground. Thank goodness there was a pile of leaves. And it's like, I'm just saying that I would have just preferred where it's like, I get it, understand that it's not funny to make him fall down, but it's like, I would prefer you just would have let him go down and be like, yeah, this thing doesn't work. And it's like, as he diagnoses it and they work together to fix it, there you go. That's all you have to do. You know, why not just make Izzy the funny part of where they work on it like, oh my gosh, sorry, I'm still working training. It's like, hey, I would have preferred that than this crap. Just saying. Anyways, yeah, that's about it. So stay tuned for the inquiry that's going to happen very soon. And yeah, please stop making Pop-Pop, like, just stop destroying his business and making him not a serious businessman. That's all I got to say. What about the episode itself? The episode itself, I think it was pretty fine. It was decent. Like, what about those two? I don't really care that much, personally. The only other thing I have to actually ask and question is the fact of, if your girlfriend have to go do hurdles and crap, why aren't you joining her? I thought you both were in the same team. But on the other hand, it's like, wait a minute. Were they actually in the same school? Because I don't even remember, like, in episode 7 or something, that the rival was over there. It's like, yeah, so they're in the same school too. I would figure it's like different school and stuff, but apparently same school. I don't know. It was like, yeah, I don't know until now. And it's like, you kind of would have to watch episode 7, but I doubt they would, considering she kind of seems like more of a supporting character than a background character. On the other hand, I don't know.